Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of FishTown here in City Skylines 2. We're now witnessing what we built last episode, the entry of our beautiful canal system right now, where we got our little ferry which is pretty much transporting passengers from Kensington, from Tentacleton, all the way up to Tudor Bay. It was a nice little shortcut route, and it really does turn Tentacleton right now into a tentacle, which is even more weird the more I look at it. Well, today, I've only just realised and noticed, and it's only because someone mentioned it in the last episode, we have finally surpassed 30,000 residents. I didn't realise the population grew so quickly. And in kind of retrospect right now, I'm now realising unemployment is slightly growing. So we do need to provide a few more jobs before, so people can afford the rent in this beautiful nation right now. And I think I've got some really good ideas, and it would hopefully help me expand my industry and maybe start allowing me to expand my cargo train network. So will we get more canal systems within FishTown? I think we will at some point, but at the moment, we'll see how things go. Guys, if you are enjoying the series, make sure you smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, I want to work with this little area over here, and it's not as simple as just building some more industry. I've actually got a pretty cool idea, and it's something that we haven't really worked with or even talked about within this series. And because FishTown is pretty much all based on building an industry based off the fishing industry, this is all down to the DLC that we're kind of working with. One of the things that it does implement, if I go to it right now, is the shipyards, which allows us to build our very own ships within FishTown. I mean, we need boats. Why not build the boats? And it's quite an interesting building, this is, because it kind of needs to go over the water. But the way it's kind of situated, it kind of needs to be placed like this. So I need to do it with a road coming out. Kind of a bit weird. And it kind of needs to go like this slightly. But I kind of need to do some preparations for it. Now, before you say it, I know what you're thinking. Senik, why don't you implement it within our harbour over here? I want to save Port Pollock for just simply being a cargo harbour. And I kind of want like a bunch of different like mini harbours dotted around. You could argue we've got fishing harbours over here. And I want like an industrial one. And I want to try and see if I can incorporate an extension of the cargo train line down to here before it progresses further through the islands. Is that going to be a possibility? Oh, I don't know. We're going to see what we can do. So, we're going to see if we can build a shipyard right now. And like I said, I've got to figure out the best placement for all this. I could, in theory, just place it like this, but I do like the idea of it kind of being like that. Just because then I can create like a little bit of an inlet for my water. It's either a good idea or it's either a terrible idea. It's, neither here nor there. I don't know why, but I feel kind of nervous to do this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to come off this road here, just so I can figure out the alignment. And I'm going to bring this down, and I reckon we go about there. This is completely random. Right, this is completely random setup right now, random layout. There is no organization within this. Now, let me just extend this a little bit further, and I might get it to bend into this road. And how would this industry look if I then dropped it down? Now, granted, right, it needs to be half in the water, half on land. So that's perfect. This not so much, but I don't mind that. I'm just trying to figure out the placement of it all. Now, looking at it right now, I need to give enough space above it to allow me to run a train line, bend my road round, and then also have enough room for the ships to pass by as well. Guys, we're going to reclaim some more land. So I reckon then we'll reduce our brush size. We got the level terrain brush here. We'll go off the leveling of this here. And I'm going to bring that out, and I'm going to do it like this, which I think that might be more than enough. And then we need to inlet the water. So how far over does the water inlet need to go? So basically, oh, actually, it's literally aligning to this road. Right, okay, so if I was to continue... Right, give me a second, boys. Give me a second right now. Right, that's... Okay, these alignments aren't going to work. I've just realized these alignments are not going to work right now. That goes there. Oh, no. Right, these alignments, it's because there's so much going on here. Right, that goes like that. I'm trying to snap off. Right, this... Why is this not... Why is this the most difficult thing ever right now, is to align the road? Right, I'm going to bring this down. Okay, and I want to then... It's not doing it, is it? What is going on here? There is just literally too much snapping. Well, I want it to be based off this. So I'm just going to run this now. And that is snapping like... Oh. Right. Delete you. I'm going to delete you now. Because obviously it's messing me up slightly. And I'm going to bring it to there. And then we'll bend it in. Like that. It feels like it's slightly pinching inwards. And I think it might be. Yeah. Why is this alignment so difficult to do in this game right now? Is there something underground that I don't know? No, there isn't anything underground. But I'm having the worst nightmare right now trying to align this. Right, is this going to work? Is that now aligned? No. Something's out here, isn't it? And I can't quite tell what it is. I have a sneaky suspicion this road is also not aligned correctly. But it is what it is at this point. I'm going to end up crying if I can't figure it out. But that will do me. That will do me. Right, where was I? Before I was rudely interrupted. Right, it now kind of messes up my whole alignment situation now. Believe it or not. Because I'm going to redo the bend anyway. Because I'm not such a big fan of it. Right, let me go to there. Let me bring you down. I'm going to base it off this alignment now. We're going to redo that whole junction there anyway. So I'm going to get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. And then I should be able to then place this down roughly there. So it gives me an idea. So we've moved it over to the left a little bit more. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Right, let's go to this depth here. Let's eat this now in. And then we'll figure out where we need to then kind of reclaim or build a bit more land or kind of, you know, get rid of some land. Right, there we go. Water's going to come in. We need to get rid of all the tree stuff, so you've got to turn the snapping off, right? Right, turn the snapping off. That allows you now to get rid of all the trees. Nice. And then industry-wise, so still not enough. Apparently it's in water. Oh, yeah, because I haven't reclaimed further out. I think I could end up anarchying it if I'm not mistaken, but let me just eat this out a little bit more. Now, we are going to get hit by the shipping route, which we're going to have to slightly rejig. But that can work here. So if I place you down, bam, you then get a rough idea of how this is now looking. This is going to be so good. I want to see what land first I can get rid of. So I can take it to roughly... So that's the car park here. Because I'm going to kind of like try and see if I can build like a little bit of like a seawall or something going around it. There we go, there we go, there we go. And I reckon I'm going to bring that down just to give us a little bit more space within all of this. Get that to fill up. I'll get rid of the trees. All right, takes a while. Takes a while right now, but it is so much better than deleting them individually. So much better. So we'll end up fine-tuning it anyway. I'm going to maybe make some of it stick out a bit further, but I think my biggest issue at this minute in time is how the shipping route is bending around it. So if I just quickly delete you and we go back to the shipping route, where is it? Where is it? Boats, boats, boats. And we go the very narrow one. So if I do the bendy wendy and just slightly come away as much as possible, gives me a little bit more breathing space to work with. We go back to the terraining right now. Grab that height and let me try and meet it up over to here first. Because we're going to see if we can maybe incorporate a little bit of a seawall, but I don't think we'll need much of it. I also need to actually come out a little bit further than normal. So when I do the landscaping to make it kind of level out, we got a little bit of space to work with. Right, that will do us just fine. That's where the ships are going to come out. We now just need to kind of finalize how this road here is going to work. Now, I could just keep it like simple like I had previously, and then just do a bend like that, and then have you just snap directly into the bend. There's nothing wrong with doing that. It works out actually pretty glorious in the long run. Right, works out pretty glorious there. We are going to now go back to reclaiming some more land, because I want this side here to stick out just as far. So we kind of get this like little bit of a dock vibe feel, which will be pretty handy. And I want to try and also incorporate the train station within this. So the train stations that we've been using is being this type of one. Now, obviously, that's going to be a little bit too close for us. But that's kind of what I want it to do. So increase the brush size. Let me go to 100. And then bring this over. All right, like that for just a minute. We're going to extend the road here going down. So providing there's no problems there, by the way. We are going to incorporate the train station. Now, do I do it here or do I move it further over? I feel like moving it further over would be a good idea. But then I can also... So if I was to drop this in here, it does give me a bit of space there, which I mean, there's no upgrades I can do to it, but I could build something on that side for it to make a little bit more sense. At least it's aligned to that road and becomes the main cargo hub for Tuna Bay. Maybe a little bit over here, but I feel like they'll just drive the goods in over there anyway. There's not really much I can kind of do with that, I'm afraid. And let me now just take a quick look at the train line. So where is the train tracks? Double train track. We are going to make it continue on this middle stretch. So keeping that going there. We are obviously going to have to do something around here right now because of this. So we're going to have to pick a little spot. Now, do I push it back slightly because we have to incorporate roundabouts? I think that might be the question. So if I build it there and if I get to now run it to this one. And if I just run it to there. So what do we lose? We don't really lose anything. We do have a underground bicycle parking structure just here that I'm about to slightly destroy. So, oh, there's actually two. So I'll move this one here. And I'll move this one just here. Easy enough. The train line's going to run through, which will kind of continue and merge in. Now, I know it crosses roads, and I know a lot of you fools don't like it crossing the roads, but it hasn't been too bad here. So we might be able to still get away with it. We just need to make it connect up to there and then figure out how we're going to do our transition leading in. So if I brought it right up to the edge there, I think that's cutting it a bit too sure. No. So that's a 38 by 38 and a half. So both 38 and a halves. Bending you in. Not bad. Not bad. And then that will probably continue and then kind of do like an underground system to pass itself through to pop up over here. So we'll leave it to kind of do what it's got to do there. We just then create our little merger leading in. So we'll utilize the one-sided tracks, which are these. So it's two-way, one line. That makes sense. And if I bring you to there, so it's a 92-ish. And then just like that. So the train's able to lead in. I think that works out fairly well for us. And then we'll try and see if we can figure out a nice little merger here now. So let me just see if I come off this. And let me just go a little bit straight first. Oh no, the bend's happening right there. So, gotta make it stay straight. So that's a 130 by 130-ish. And then you're connected in. So it's kind of straight, but there is a slight little bend that leads into it. And I think that works glorious for us. Now, I do like the fact that the industry kind of integrates itself with the road network and whatnot. It does make it feel more alive, these areas. Yes, it will cause more traffic issues, but it's going to be only one train running back and forth here. So I don't think it's too much to worry about. They're now using it already to store goods, which is great. This is now needing plastics, vehicles, metals to obviously produce the boats. All stuff that we have to import ourselves. Now we get an increased industrial efficiency. We get 5% more export profits. Holy moly. Right, we kind of needed that. We kind of needed that now, realizing it. Holy smokes. Okay. Okay. And let's now fine-tune this whole area. So, first things first, and let's get rid of the tree situation here. All right, get rid of all of you. And I'm probably going to get rid of it just to here as well for a split second. And do I get rid of it there? Shall I keep it? It's we'll see. I want to try and squeeze in some more industry anyway. And that does work out. Now, seeing where this is it worth me just slightly pushing it down? I'm wondering if it makes sense to kind of push it down a bit more. Because I might be able now to reclaim a little bit more land here. And incorporate that with my key wall system. So it's not pushed right against the road. And I can build some more industry down. I think that would be a little bit better. Right, let's see what I can do key wally. We'll do it in the form of a path. Where is it? Is it a path I'm thinking of? Yes, it's the piers and keys. Right, okay. So if I went across to there, that actually looks really good. And then going down this way. Now it does mess up slightly there, but I completely understand why. You've got to fine-tune a bit more. And then do it again. Right, it didn't do it there, did it? What's going on here? I also don't know whether to make it a little bit wider, maybe. What would it look like a little bit wider? So, obviously, it doesn't work too much there. But I think making it wider is also a pretty cool thing to do. Well, that goes to there. That goes to there. I technically need to go a little bit more. So bring this right down. Let me just now create like almost like a 90 degree. Bringing that across. And let's create a 90 degree there. Just to slightly help us out. So we'll go there. We'll then rush this across. And then we'll just build it to here for now. And then we've got a nice little harboured area there with the quay wall. I like it. I do like it. We'll see. Should we do a little bit of a quay wall going around this? I mean, it could eventually lead up to keying off to over there, but I'm not particularly too sure whether we should just kind of keep it as it is. I feel like it makes sense to kind of slightly do it, so we're going to have to also then 90 degree this. Just so it all starts making a little bit more sense. And then the keys and stuff. So bring you there. And I don't know if that's going to try and raise itself pretty high. But I'll leave it like that. I'll leave that area like that, and then we'll determine what we do with that at a later date. Right, nice little entry point then. So I think there is, I don't know if this changes as we kind of build stuff. I don't know whether we see like boats appear out and then sail off. I'm not particularly too sure what it does in reality. So it'd be quite interesting to see. It basically produces vehicles. Okay, that's basically what it does. The boats get classed as vehicles. Very good. Very good. So let's now just fine-tune a lot of this stuff then. So the alleyway style road, we're going to bring up the back end here and then connect out. That allows me to then build upon this area. I don't know whether to kind of create a junction. I might as well. So I can then zone industry around the sides of the train station. We're going to bring this a little bit further down. So I'll end it there where the car park starts for the building. And then we've got this vicinity here to kind of build stuff around it. We've got a perimeter road going around as well. Does it make sense for me to run a perimeter road towards the end? I mean, it gives me more access to areas. Potentially. I'm not 100% sold on that idea just yet. Potentially. So let's get some zoning. Actually, how many jobs does this provide? This provided up to only 22 employees. Oh my goodness me. Was it even worth it? Was it even worth it, boys? Right. Let's now zone in a load of industry. And let's just see how that gets on first. We will create a road connection like that, so we can maximize the coverage of zoning I can drop down for all our industry. And is this part of the coral reef works? I feel like it should be. So we do need to slightly extend the coral reef works. All right, there we go. Bringing you right down. So I'll bring it to there, bring you to there. So slightly extended. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. We'll keep it like that. So that will obviously increase the amount of jobs available. This train station gives off 16 jobs, so I haven't really added more jobs, if anything, but I have created more products that we can now export. So unemployment has since risen as my population's growing quicker than the jobs I am providing. Very good, but that's a nice little area now, isn't it? I like the idea that we kind of like building these little mini harbors dotted around. Now, we've got a problem with the pathfinding. Okay. I have problem with pathfinding, and I expect that to be once I connected this in, right? So, let me rejig this. So, if I come down... like that. Does that fix the pathfinding? What's now broken then? It's the pathfinding to get over there seems to now be broken. Right, if I delete you, does that fix the pathfinding? How is it all of a sudden the pathfinding to that one station there is completely broken? I mean, the train's coming out. There's like multiple trains. I don't know why there's multiple trains. I think one's going back. But how is the pathfinding broken? Anyway, delete this, because I didn't like the bend that I just created in replacement of it. Right, there we go. And then... just add you in as normal. Obviously, that has broken somewhere down the road. I might just now redo the train lines. Let's just redo the train lines. Right, delete you. You're gone, boy. You're gone right now. And we're definitely going to have one that goes back and forth to the harbour here. Or do I make this one kind of do it a little bit different? So I'm going to have this one that goes back and forth here and here. Spinsies. And then end there. And then we'll make one then go from here. And just allow it. So there's a pathfinding issue on that one, isn't there? Right, before anything else then. Let me just quickly change that train. So I need to make sure that it is a cargo train. And it is the small EU freight train. Is that the one? Or the 8-wagon one? We'll go with the 8-wagon one. And that should appear. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. The 8-wagon one is absolutely perfect. So, yeah, somewhere down the road here, there is an issue with the connection. Now, I'm going to... it's easy to kind of find it in reality. If I was to do that, and then I can kind of... right, is it the one side? So the pathfinding issue happens directly here. I don't know how that's broken. I honestly don't know how it's broken itself. It is very weird. It is very weird. So I wonder if that was now fixed it. So cargo. Yes, it's now fixed. Right, pause again. Bam. And then bam. So one line is doubled up to go down here. So it's a little bit different to what we've normally set it up as. And one is direct to the harbour. It's just so we can reduce the amount of trains on the routes. So, oh, it's actually implemented 2 trains on that line anyway. Let me kind of get rid of that. And then go back. Oh, wrong thing. Go back to this one. Cargo route 2. Freight train, yes. The 8-wagon one, yes. Only 1 train, perfect. I now have 2 cargo routes. Hopefully this works out for us. So yeah, I'm liking these little kind of harbour areas that I'm now doing. And it kind of then makes me want to add in the concrete service painter. So if I was to start, let's just go here, run this down along all of this. So we'll have to play around with it a bit more. And then if I just get rid of the excess trees that are on the concrete little section. I like it. I like doing that because it now feels like a true industrial area. I feel like we might need to extend it down to here a bit more. So I reckon what we do now then is we figure out where this key wall is ultimately going to go. So do you reckon it just kind of runs to like there maybe? And then I should have then the ability to then smoothen this off. So soften the terrain. There we go. Soften up here anyway. Oh, no. No, we can kind of get away with that. We kind of can. And then the surfaces. If I then just drag these down. How'd that be looking? Oh, okay, right. I've missed a bit there, didn't I? Right, there we go. And then a little bit more industry can be placed down just there. Right, nice little harboured area. I like it. I kind of like it. So this is for just pure industry. The way it looks, it does feel like I should be extending it further down. And maybe that's what I eventually end up doing. Because it does feel like a proper harboured, industrialised area. I like it. I like it quite a bit. So, vehicles in and out. Might cause some problems here with the traffic consistently flooding in. They're just using it as storage in a minute, so we'll see what happens once the storage is all completely filled up. We should see the trains making their way through shortly. I'm not sure which train you're for. You're for the second route. Where's the first train? What's going on over here right now? Oh, there's so many bikes. I do need to create like a bike superhighway at some point. Or we just look at incorporating additional transport. Ooh. The tram there is full. So could it be a tram issue? The trams are just too busy. I've got the ability to pull out one more from there and a few more from there. So you know that tram line that goes back and forth? Which is it? The tram line that goes back and forth? This one here. I'm going to assign 2 more trams. See what happens. We'll see what happens. Right, where's that train? Is that train already out? I think that's the train right there that's going to go down to our new harboured area. So let's actually watch it do it. Right, go. Go, fool, go. Right, here we go, boys. Here we go right now. Down to our new harboured area. Where we build our own ships. So coming through. No problemo at the moment. Bending round. And then, of course, bending all the way in. Now, what's it picking up? It's picking up... actually, quite a few things, to be honest with you. It's picking up some convenience food, local mail, food, which is all byproducts of our fishing industry. It's pretty much exactly what we expected. And obviously, a few extra stuff that we've got coming in that we do need to get sent out. I reckon at some point then, boys, we're going to have to start thinking about the subway system. Because there's a lot of people waiting here right now still. And the subway system is going to allow us to move people more in bulk. And it might get rid of this pesky bicycle problem we are having. So where are they all pretty much wanting to go to? Destination, Colossal Tower. Where's this? No way are they cycling all the way around here. That is a long way to cycle, isn't it? Use public transport. It's free. It's free. What are they playing at right now? Right. Did unemployment manage to come down then? Did they manage to add in a few more jobs? It's come down from 8% to 5%, but it was at 5% before it went up to 8%. So, a bit of a tricky situation. Now, is it worth me maybe squeezing in a few more tall buildings? Do I have this building already? It's kind of difficult to tell. I don't have this building already. So this is like a multimedia, multi-story building. I could incorporate this. Let's just do it there. So we're playing around with the staggeredness of the skyline still. That provides... Okay, no company has rented the building yet, so there'll be no one working there at the moment. So that was absolutely for nothing. Right. Okay. What about commercial or... Ooh. We could do the multi-use buildings. Now, did we get some of these already in? We kind of didn't. Now, these are like mixed zone buildings. Where do I put these in? Like, if I put one in there... Oh, that is a nice building, isn't it? It is a nice building now. I forgot about these mixed zone buildings. Way too big. Right, that's small enough it could be effective. So I can maybe throw you within our little park area. Not too bad. It's a nice place to live, isn't it? That would be a nice place to live. These are those, like, French-style buildings. I don't know whether these are pretty good to squeeze in, maybe. I'm going to place you there. We'll add some more stuff around it anyway at some point. Now, this is all just kind of increasing the population, but it is also allowing me to provide a few additional jobs. Now, this is a decent building. This is actually a decent building here. So, does that fill... Yeah, I'd say that does fill that whole little section. I'm going to place you here. Because you now outlook over onto the water. Now, they have commercial jobs as well in these buildings. So, yeah, up to 706 employees. But it does give us 722 residents. So, it almost cancels itself out, weirdly. Unemployment's down to 3.5% though, but we've got to move those new people in, so it should then slowly start to increase. Did that building get rented, the multimedia one? Not yet. Right, commercial. I don't want to build more, like, tall, commercially buildings. We've got to look at, like, you know, the supermarket one. The supermarket's a really good one. I don't know if there's anywhere that would benefit from me incorporating a supermarket. Because there's not going to be much space available. There really isn't. There really isn't at the minute. And that's one of the downsides. Right. How are the rest of these roads now going to work? So I know this is coming out. Like this. This is coming out like this. Oh, I'm completely missing that road. So we can kind of bend that in there like there, where then it kind of then gives us that visual definition between the two areas. I feel like that does work. And I feel like this should... Would it be connected to there or to this one? Because that one happens way too soon. It's going to happen there. I feel like it should connect to this one. Although that is pretty close. And it gives us a lot of room here to kind of play around with. So one of the things I could do is run like that. And then... bend you in like that. So this is where we then start to stagger down everything. So we'll create like a little bit of a shopping area. And we'll get the high density commercial. So I'm going to... Oh, actually, before I do that, let me quickly run a little walkable path. I don't want to do bike lane on this one. Right there. Oh, I don't like that. Delete. Right, turn the snapping off. So I should hopefully... Yes, be able to get it without getting rid of any zoning. So we're going to make that walkable instead, rather than biking. And then we'll do all commercial, all right around here. So we got commercial within the center of it all. Creates a nice little shopping district. And then that will provide a lot of jobs, but also, because it's high density commercial, you get like a medium-sized skyscraper building. So that works out really well. I really do like this area, by the way. I really, really do like it. Right, they're screaming out for more residential, which is understandable. They just can't seem to keep these office buildings afloat. I might have to turn it into a little bit of residential, to be honest with you. Right, are the bikes still a problem? There is still so many bikes. So many bikes. I was going to build another bike bridge over here. Maybe we can do like a hyper bike route that goes all the way around. That's something that we could maybe look towards doing in the future. But this has incorporated itself quite nice. Now, would it mean we extend this kind of harboured area going round the edge, creating little kind of a pier section sticking out? That could be a good possibility. It could be a good possibility. How is this harbour doing in general? So if I select the building, we could probably do with some more storage anyway. But what would be the best move? With these little small ones? Or do I just stick to these type of warehouses still? So that provides... So that's double to that. That's 5. You can get multiples of these small ones in. Right. I don't know what it is about these, but as soon as they get messed up, they're completely messed up. You can't fix them. Right, that is so many warehouses right now. So many that it looks slightly ridiculous. But that now allows us to store so many more fishy goods, which I don't feel like we need to, but we're able to. But we probably do need to, at some point, think of alternative ways in which we can now start exporting. I could now start adding in more shipping routes. But do you reckon at some point we need to build an airport? I do. But we do have problems with bikes. They are loving the bikes right now. The trams are completely filled to the brim. So we'll add an extra 2 trams to that line. Trams are filled to the brim. We need that extra form of public transport. Right now, we've only really got the trams. We did have buses, but we got rid of them and replaced them with trams because they were high capacity. We do have the boat routes in, which do work out really well. But I feel like we need to utilize more stops for that to kind of make a little bit more sense. Now, how many people are on this boat here? Do you know what? We might need to add some additional boats. So if I do the maximum of 3 on that, we'll add maximum boats. So passenger lines. No, let me do this like step by step. So on this one, 3. On this one, 2. That might be pushing it a bit too much. But is there a lot of people waiting on these harbours? There's 14 people waiting there. 140 people waiting there. Maybe I've kind of not judged this correctly. 110 there. I've, if anything, increased the frequency of the boats arriving. So that should work out for us. Right, you're now overloaded. So we're going to have to start thinking about new ways to generate electricity. I'll be honest right now, boys. The problems, I can already see the problems now starting to arise. Right. One of the big ones is, of course, bikes. We need alternative ways in which they can disembark on their journeys. But it is going to slightly be getting out of hand before we know it. So should I just bite the bullet right now and implement my subway network? What do you guys reckon? Let me know in the comment section down below if I now need to truly start thinking about doing our subway network. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It is all stress right now. It is all stress. But we're getting there. Now, did unemployment drop in the end? It has, to 0.4%. Absolutely perfect. Little shopping district is now up and running. Screaming out for more residential, but we're going to try and tackle all of our issues first before we start putting more pressure on the island with more residents. So, we have the fishing industry, and now we have the shipbuilding industry. This is now empty. Wait, what? Oh, it's because it technically produces vehicles. And aren't I taxing vehicles super high? I am. So if I put this down, what have we been doing it at 10%? That will now encourage us to produce vehicles because technically boats are vehicles. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't quite put 2 and 2 together. So, there's the start of our new little harbour area. Let me know if you think we should actually zone this as its own separate area. Or should I try and incorporate this harbour a little bit more going up this way? Maybe it eventually extends to Port Pollock, where it is kind of connected. But we'll have maybe more piers sticking out, which would be pretty cool. I do like the idea of that. But other than that, we provided more jobs, but it is now starting to become more problematic. We'll end it here, boys. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, please smash that like button down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.